There's one drink men over 60 are quietly rediscovering, and it's not some fancy supplement, expensive prescription, or mystery tonic. In fact, it's probably sitting on a shelf at your local grocery store right now. And according to several studies, it can increase blood flow to down there in less than an hour. So why aren't more men using it? Because it feels too simple, too natural, too old-fashioned to actually work. But here's the truth. If your erections have gotten weaker, less reliable, or have completely disappeared, what if it's not your fault? What if the real fix wasn't something you needed a prescription for, but was hiding in plain sight this whole time? By age 60, almost half of all men experience some level of erectile dysfunction. And let's be honest, it's not just a bedroom issue. It affects your confidence, your relationship, your energy, even how masculine you feel walking down the street. Most guys assume it's just aging. But that's rarely the whole story, because more often than not, erectile problems are a warning sign. Of what? Weak blood flow, poor circulation, and often much bigger risks like stroke or heart issues. Think about it. When blood stops flowing properly to the areas that matter most, your brain, muscles, even your heart, everything gets slower. Your energy fades, your sleep suffers, your drive disappears. And the longer you let that broken system sit, the harder it becomes to wake it up again. It's not just about intimacy. It's about staying vital, alert, and powerful as you age. But here's the twist. There's one natural food that's been studied in dozens of clinical trials for its effect on circulation, especially in older adults. It doesn't require a prescription, no side effects, no awkward conversations at the pharmacy. And recent research shows that in men over 60, it can boost blood flow within hours, sometimes less. The key? Just 1 cup. At the right time. This isn't hype. These are published results. And what makes it even better, it's delicious, affordable, and found in almost every grocery store. Coming up, I'll show you what it is, how it works in your body, and how thousands of men are now using it to turn back a clock they thought had stopped ticking. Now, before we reveal the drink, let's talk about something important. Because the real cause of erectile problems after 60 isn't exactly what we were told. Yes, testosterone levels matter. Yes, stress and mental health can contribute. But those aren't the biggest culprits. The most overlooked issue is something called endothelial dysfunction. Sounds technical, but here's the simple version. You've got tiny muscles lining your blood vessels. They're responsible for helping your arteries open up when more blood is needed. Think of them like the faucets that control your body's plumbing. When you're young, those faucets work great. They turn on, blood flows, and everything operates smoothly. But as you age, especially with high blood pressure, poor diet, or lack of movement, those blood vessels stiffen. They lose their flexibility. Most importantly, they stop producing something called nitric oxide. That's the gas your body uses to signal your arteries to expand. Without enough nitric oxide, your blood can't flow where it needs to go. And that includes the groin area. Cleveland Clinic and Harvard researchers have confirmed that men with ED, regardless of age, almost always show signs of poor vascular function. It isn't just about hormones, it's your blood. Now picture your body like a system of pipes. If pressure drops somewhere, everything downstream gets weaker. That's why erectile dysfunction is usually just the beginning. You may also notice lower energy, slower recovery, brain fog, poor concentration, aches, pains, grumpiness. Sound familiar? When your blood isn't moving right, every part of you suffers. The good news? You don't need a new drug to fix it. Because here's something most people don't realize about ED medications like Viagra or Cialis. They don't create blood flow. They just try to make use of what's already there. In fact, those pills only work if your body still produces enough nitric oxide. But after 60, that system naturally declines. So what happens? You take the pill, expect big results, and crickets. Frustrating? Absolutely. But there's a natural workaround. A way to fuel your body directly with the raw material it needs to increase nitric oxide without depending on a weakened internal system. And that brings us to dietary nitrates. These are natural compounds found in certain foods, especially one in particular that your body can easily convert into nitric oxide. So rather than forcing the engine to start without gas, You give it high-octane fuel and let your body do what it was built to do. The best source of dietary nitrates? Beetroot. Or more specifically, beetroot juice. Beets are absolutely loaded with nitrates. When juiced or consumed in concentrated form, these nitrates enter your bloodstream and begin converting into nitric oxide within minutes. One study published in the American Journal of Physiology found that consuming beetroot juice improved vasodilation and oxygen delivery in older adults in under an hour. Participants had wider arteries, better blood flow, and improved performance without any drugs. But here's the part most men miss: the timing. Beetroot juice doesn't work like magic the second you drink it. Its effects usually peak 2 to 3 hours later. So if you wanted to support blood flow during a specific time, say, intimacy in the evening, you'll want to drink it a couple hours beforehand. Too early, and it fades. Too late, and it hasn't kicked in yet. So if Jim, age 64, drinks 1 cup around 5 p.m., he's likely to feel the biggest boost around 7 or 8 p.m. Speaking of Jim, his story's not uncommon. He was feeling disconnected, deflated, and honestly ready to give up on that part of his life altogether. His doctor recommended another round of expensive erectile pills that hadn't worked the first time. But he came across a podcast that mentioned beetroot juice. He figured, what do I have to lose? So he bought a bottle from the health food store and started drinking 1 cup each morning. By the 4th day, he noticed fuller, stronger, longer-lasting results. By the end of the 2nd week, he felt like a different man. His morning energy returned. His confidence followed. He calls it the purple miracle. Now, to be clear, this isn't magic. It's blood flow, chemistry, physiology. Give your body a key ingredient it's missing, like dietary nitrates, and things can wake back up. There's a study from the University of Exeter in 2017 that looked at older men and beetroot juice. Guess what they found? A single cup led to a 20% improvement in oxygen delivery and blood vessel openness within just a few hours. Meanwhile, the placebo group who drank a nitrate-depleted version got no results. One of the lead researchers called it the closest thing we've found to a natural performance enhancer. So here's the bottom line. Beetroot juice isn't a gimmick. It's not a trend. It's a simple, natural way to reawaken your body's own nitric oxide system and restore healthy, lasting blood flow. And we're just getting started. Because next, I'll show you exactly how men like Jim are using this drink not just to improve function, but to feel decades younger. It's not just about the juice, but when, how, and with what habits you combine it for maximum results. Keep watching, because what I'm about to share could change how you feel every single day. And here's where it gets exciting. Because once men start using beetroot juice the right way, it's not just their performance that improves. Some say it's how they sleep better. Others say it's the mental sharpness in the mornings. For a few guys, like Martin, age 68, it was something totally unexpected. He hadn't thought much about the juice when he started. His friend swore by it, so Martin gave it a try. He started drinking a cup every morning with breakfast. Just a simple habit. No fancy tracking. No crazy changes. By the 2nd week, he told his wife, I don't know what's in this stuff, but I actually feel like going for a walk again. That might sound small, but to Martin, who'd been avoiding those short walks for months because of leg cramps and low energy, this was huge. He said his breathing became easier. The hills near his house didn't feel as hard. He even started going out just to feel the early sun on his face. It wasn't about becoming a superhero. It was about feeling capable again. The reason? As blood flow improves, your muscles, brain, and even heart get more oxygen. That's what nitric oxide does. It helps open up those blood vessels so life can flow again. And what's really encouraging is that these changes don't require mega doses or extreme diets. In most studies, the sweet spot has been just 1 average-sized cup per day. Now, some guys prefer drinking it in the morning, especially if they want better energy throughout the day or more stamina for routine activities. Others drink it in the afternoon, around 2-3 hours before their usual time of intimacy. What matters most is consistency, because the more consistently you feed your body with natural nitrates, the more responsive your vascular system becomes. Some doctors describe this effect like conditioning a muscle. It's subtle at first, but builds over time. There's even research suggesting that continued nitrate intake may help train your blood vessels to stay more flexible long term. It's like teaching your arteries how to reopen and relax again after years of stress, pressure, or inactivity. Now, don't be surprised if the first week feels mild. For most men, changes are gradual, not instant fireworks. But stay with it. Some men report their first real results after day 4, others after 2 weeks. A few don't feel much until week 3, but then they turn a corner fast. The key is simple: don't quit too soon. Because if improved blood flow leads to more energy, better mood, sharper thinking, deeper sleep, and yes, stronger intimacy, why stop? Now, if you're wondering where to get beetroot juice, here's the good news. You don't need to fly across the world or buy some exotic version. Most regular grocery stores carry bottled beet juice. You'll usually find it in the health section near kombuchas or natural juices. You can also find concentrated beet juice shots, powders, or even capsules for convenience, though the studies showing strongest blood flow benefits use the liquid forms. Look for labels that say 100% beet juice or cold pressed, and ideally, no added sugars. Start with about 7-8 ounces, that's roughly 1 small glass. You don't need a gallon. And yes, it does have a strong taste. Some men mix it with lemon juice or orange juice to balance the flavor. Others toss it into a smoothie. There's no wrong way to drink it as long as you're drinking it. Even better, try pairing it with a tiny walk right after drinking. Just 10 minutes around the block may help stimulate circulation and activate those vessels while the juice kicks in. Many guys say that's when things really start firing on all cylinders again. And remember, this isn't about restoring your 20-year-old self. This is about feeling like your best 60, 70, or 80-year-old self. Strong, confident, and yes, fully alive. Now, I can already hear the question: what else can I do to make this work even better? That's what I'll show you in the next video. Because while beetroot juice can jumpstart nitric oxide, there are 3 more daily habits, each one under 5 minutes, that may amplify your results and help you feel better, faster. One of them involves your toothbrush, another, your shower, and the third, something most men completely ignore, but when added to beet juice, might accelerate results dramatically. That's coming up next. In the meantime, if you found this helpful or if you're ready to try the purple miracle yourself, drop a comment below and let us know. Every story helps inspire another man to take back his health. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button. Because once you understand how to use nature's tools the right way, aging starts to look very different. See you in the next one.